Hello, thank you for tuning in to this week's section of reads. This should be on the YouTube channel James13 Wicca, in case you're seeing it somewhere else. The dice and decks I'm using are listed below. Other than that, if you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. Thank you very much for watching. Let's go ahead and get into your selection. Hello, Aries. Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. This reading is valid for whenever you come to this. That being said, what do we have for Aries? Stop. Okay. Okay. There's a dream. A dream, something you've wanted, but have you walked away from it? This reminds me of I keep getting like the guitar reference. Like, in my opinion, to learn the guitar well, it takes years. It's worthwhile. It doesn't mean you can't have fun with it in the beginning. I'm not saying that. But like, the more you play it, the more you get to know it, the better you can be. I mean, there are even people I know that are very talented. They played guitars for years. There's one person I was thinking that they were very good at it as a kid, but they played what they liked, and the more they got into it, the more they did with it, and they really were gifted with it. But it's still, they put in the effort too, and they learned a lot. So it wasn't just the fact that they were gifted, they put in the effort. And there's something with whatever this is, there's something you want, but you know what? Maybe it doesn't come that easily to you, but you are actually good at it. Maybe it takes you a minute to get a hold of it, but what you do get a hold of, you keep. And you probably have scratched the surface in whatever this is, but it's kind of like the commitment towards it is a lot. Another analogy I would get is like, whatever this is, for example, maybe you need a doctorate to really flourish where you want to, and you've maybe dabbled into the level of associate's degree, which is 2 years. So I think doctorate is 8 or more years, guessing. I thought it was 8 years, but I could be wrong. So you got 2 years into it, but you haven't gone the full 8. It's kind of like that thing. Like, you have some knowledge in this direction. You have success here. But whatever it is, it's kind of like, as far the level you want to be at, you haven't quite made it there yet. But you do have success in this direction. And maybe currently you're getting an opportunity to put some more work in that direction. Your path is your path. But you are good at whatever this is, by the way. You also may have a very high standard about what good is. So it's kind of like, also, I'm going to use the guitar thing again. Maybe your level of like what you want to be able to play, and it also has to be exactly in tune, like no wonky notes. It takes a lot. You like to play complicated things, and you like to play them completely on tune. And on beat, on rhythm, all the other good stuff. And it's kind of like, your standards are very high to get what you want, which I don't think is bad, but it also might be holding you back, kind of like, I have a hard time enjoying it until I can hit the level I want to hit. You do good with this, whatever this is, though. And you're having the opportunity, again, to put more work, more effort in this direction. And I feel like you realize you have had this behind you, but there's like, I have 2 years into an 8-year degree. I could get another year, maybe 2, but then I'll still only be halfway if I do continue. And it's hard. It's kind of like, I don't know. There's a good social connection with this. Other people seem to like you in this direction. And I feel like, can I just do a little bit and be happy with that? I don't know. I'm going to roll the dice on this. I want to be good at it. I want to keep going, but I just want to do it. And there might be a piece of your soul feeling like, I feel like I should be able to do this anyway. All right, it's a tarot card reading, so why not? I know not everybody aligns with this thought process, but I'm going to go with it. Just skip it if you don't align with it, that's all. I believe in multiple lives, and I keep getting like, there's people who like, they've done things in other lives, and it's like part of your soul memory knows. It's almost like in a different life you were a very talented musician. In this life, it's just not at that level. And it's almost like there's a conflict in your thoughts, kind of like, I should be good at this, but for some reason I'm not the level I feel like I should be at. There's a weird conflict here. Like, I feel like I should be knocking this out of the park, but I'm still struggling learning it. It's just, there's a conflict there. Hopefully that makes sense. To those of you it needs to, it will. Otherwise, just, like I said, just move on from it. Don't worry about it. Because I get like, your soul is trying to reconnect something here. Your spirit guides, if you will, are trying to get you to go in a certain direction, because this is something that's a part of you that's trying to reconnect to bring you somewhere in this life that could actually make a really good difference. It's probably not as easy as it was in a past life, if that's how this connects, but they're trying to bring you back to something, to an energy that kind of connects you where you need to be. It's trying to line you up in a certain way. It's trying to like focus the energy a little bit better. And this energy is kind of like also saying you don't have to go as far as you have previously, but the closer you get to it, the more lined up with your own energy you get, and it really helps you get where you need to be in life, whatever this is. And it's one of those things where it's like, I feel like I have so far to go to where I really want to be. I feel like I'm so far away from where I really want to be. I really like it, but I feel like I can't do it the way I feel like I should be able to do it. And there's this internal conflict here going back and forth. Like, I want to, but I feel like it's not good enough. But I want to, but I feel like it's not good enough. And it's conflicting in a weird way, for those of you that I was hitting with. The challenge is to mute the negative voices and to keep making the positive ones more loud, and to let yourself enjoy what it is, to be careful and be aware of the negative energy that may be playing in your own brain, and to try to walk away from it or kind of mute it down in some version, and making the positive stronger. I'm a big fan of Paul McKenna, British author. Check out some of his books if you're interested. That might help you get closer to doing what you want to do. The suggestion is to try to make what you want more of a reality. There's a lot here for you to discover. There's a lot here for you to do. It's the challenge to realize, I can't do it as well as I feel like I should be doing it, but yet you're still doing really well. And it's almost like other people think you're good at this. Other people think you're talented, but you might be putting yourself down saying, you know what, I'm not as good as I should be. This should be better than this. This should be better than this. And if that's playing off in your head, to be aware of it and address it and allow yourself to keep moving forward, because I feel like other people do believe in you. This is a very interesting reading for Aries, because it's coming through in a way that, like, I always think of Aries as very confident, but this might be very private for you, where maybe you have some insecurities about certain things, but you don't let people know that. Maybe it's something you usually walk away from because of that. Maybe it's one of those things where you actually do fairly well, but again, in your mind, you're not doing good enough, so you walk away from it because you maybe feel like you're a fraud by doing it, even though you're completely not, but maybe you view yourself that way. Especially when other people compliment you on this and you're thinking, yeah, they like that, but that wasn't really that hard. I should be able to do a lot better than this. You got a passion here. You do have a gift. It's just, again, I feel like you're very hard on yourself about what that should be able to attain versus what it is attaining. Take it with a grain of salt. If this reading is hitting, I feel like that'll make sense. It's very interesting how this is coming forward. If you allow yourself to keep flourishing, there's a lot of good things coming here. The thing is, I feel like you're your own worst critic. And it's like getting that energy under control to let yourself thrive without having unrealistic expectations. It's almost like being good at the piano but not having the genetics where you don't have the fingers for it. Like, I feel like there's this, I don't know if it's real, but I thought it was, where people with long fingers can be good at the piano. If you have shorter fingers, it becomes more of a challenge. Does it mean you can't? I don't know. I don't know. But you know what I mean? Still going into it and going, well, I may have shorter fingers, but let me see what I can do with it. And then people, I feel like people are going to say that you are still gifted, and then it'll still bother you. Yeah, but I don't have the hands to do what I really want to do. I don't have the hands to play this the way I want it to be played. But you're still gifted. You still have a lot to give in this direction. And it's like pulling down that energy, not letting yourself attack yourself, no matter where it came from, and letting yourself flourish and letting yourself share that passion that you have. These are the last two cards. And it says compassion, but I keep wanting to call it passion. I keep thinking it should be passion. You have a passion for something. You're really good at it. Not setting yourself up for other people's standards or other standards that maybe you have bought into that maybe aren't the best standards to be buying into. Resetting the situation, redefining the situation, and you setting your own standards and giving yourself credit for the gifted part that you do have. It's interesting. I just, for some reason, I always think of Aries as very confident and very like success oriented. But you know, you're human just like the rest of us. You know what I mean? I'm a Pisces. I'm not an Aries. I have some Aries placements though. But it's like connecting with the reality of it, and just maybe you are too harsh on yourself on certain things. Maybe the standards are a little too high, and allowing yourself to relax those a little bit so you can enjoy something and share what you're good at. Because you actually are good at it. It's just you might have this standard where you don't believe you're as good as you should be, but you really are good at it. All right. I'm going to shut this down here. Hope that helps. Thank you very much for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below. Same email. Thanks again for watching. Have a great day.